Hey everybody, Russ Perez from Horror and Coffee. Today, apparently, the teaser trailer for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel. I believe it's coming out for Netflix. Actually, it's not in the theaters; it's on Netflix. Dropped, and I'm gonna check out the trailer right here, right now. I haven't seen it yet. I have it queued up, ready to go, and I want to see what you guys think. Watch it with me. If you see this in the replay, still watch it. I don't know what I'm gonna, because let me tell you, the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came out was several years ago, and it was god awful. I hated it. To know it had so many flaws and crap in it that Victor and I did a whole thing about that, about how many flaws and how stupid it was. It was just terrible. The only thing that was good about it was the poster, if you remember that video. So I'm gonna play the trailer now. This is not going to be a long chat. I'm only here for a little while because I got a lot of stuff to do. It's Sunday, right? So I'm going to do this and then I'm going to see what you guys think. All right? So without any further ado, I'm going to set this up and we're going to watch the teaser trailer for the new it's supposed to be a direct sequel. So you got to not think about the other movies. Okay, you can't think about Texas Chainsaw 2. You can't think about the one that came out several years ago that I was just talking about that was god awful. Erase all that in your mind. God knows I do. God knows I want that. All right, ready? Here we go. 1974, our legend was born. Oh, God. In 2022, the face of madness. Return. I hate this. I already hate it. Look, wait. What was that? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Huh. Oh, you saw him holding up the mask? Okay. All right. All right. Let's talk about that for a second. So you saw that, right? You saw him holding up the mask. I don't know. Like this really doesn't show much, which is fine. I have no complaints about that part. What I find interesting is that they're trying to make this a direct sequel. That's clear. Now the issue is, before I even say that, let me let Tony Movie Chap here that just joined me say what he has to say. Tercer looked pretty good. I just hope this movie is good, or just as good Texas Chainsaw movie in general, because I remember reading a while back that there was a terrible test screening of the movie. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for filling us in on that. I didn't know that. Um, Now we live in a new age, right? Where movies are going to the theater is just now have become an option, not the standard. It used to be the standard. You wanted to see a movie like this, you had to go to the theater. Now there's streaming, there's direct to hard, to the actual physical media. There's a lot of stuff there that has to be considered. Back then, something like that wouldn't fly. In this case, it could potentially fly. Right? There's like Paranormal Activity, which I haven't seen yet, the new one, because I don't have Paramount Plus as a service. So I'm just waiting for it to come out in some other way so I can see it then, because I'm not in a rush to see it, to be honest with you, because to be honest with you, I think it's gonna be bad anyway. So what's the point? Um, so my thought is that, well, the thoughts on the Tony Movie Chap asked me what my thoughts on the franchise itself. I think the franchise is legendary. It's good. There was a Leatherface before there was a Michael Myers, before there was a Jason Voorhees, before all the other mask killers came. He was actually the first one to really set that standard, because that movie came out in 1974, right? The original film. And like Halloween, it didn't have a lot of blood in it, even though the title suggests it. What Leatherface is doing in the movie definitely suggests it. It's not really that much of a blood gore fest the way the later films bring that out. Now, that's fine. Having said that, it's a legendary film. Toby Hooper hit it on the head with that film. He went on to, of course, to direct Poltergeist, for instance, with Steven Spielberg's lead on that. So, having said that, you think I'm glitching? Really? Oh, that's not good. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't even know what's going on. Uh, okay. I don't know what's gonna happen, but all right. So let me just finish my thoughts on what I just saw here. It feels to me, and I could be wrong, the trailer gives me the impression that old Leatherface is returning back to his roots, his original home. He buried his mask and his chainsaw in the walls somewhere because it looked like he broke into it to get his hands on that. What are you going to do with a 50-year-old chainsaw? God knows if the bloody thing still works, right? That's one thing. The other thing is the mask. Now, with Halloween, right? Michael Myers in both the Rob Zombie version and in the 2018 reboot, there's this whole the mask is worn out, but it's still wearable. Now, as you know, Leatherface, he made his mask out of people's skin. So it's made of real, true human skin. And you could see it the way he was holding it up at the end of the trailer there. So it bugs me out that that thing is still even discernible, that you can even still use it. I don't know how realistic that is, but then again, none of it is realistic anyway, right? So that's the whole thing about that. So that's what I think about it. That's what I feel about it. I'm gonna check my broadcast to see if I'm still glitching. Or Tony, maybe you can let me know. Uh, I just want to get a sense. Here I go. I think I'm okay. I don't look like I'm doing bad at all, actually. Um, Tony says I'm someone that enjoys Texas Chainsaw 3D as a guilty pleasure. I'm sorry, I have to disagree. That was god awful. First of all, the timing was horrible. How can there be? First of all, there wasn't a whole family in that house, and that was supposed to be a direct sequel to the 1974 film. And you see in the beginning of that movie, a whole family in that house that wasn't in the 1974 film. Meanwhile, the events in the beginning of the film is supposed to take off right at the end of the 74 version. Where did the family come from? They just dropped out of the sky. Then the baby that grows up to be this like hot girl, right? That everybody's like, oh, good, and she was gorgeous. But the problem was that 1974 to I forgot what year it was. It was more. She should have been 40, not 23. Okay, it's clear that the setting was in our modern times because they were using iPhones and they were technology, right? You see them on their iPhones. I'm like, wait a minute. So she's too young. Like they were completely messed up on the time frame. I don't know if you noticed that, Tony. Maybe that's something next time you watch it, since it's a guilty pleasure, please, by all means. Um, Next time you watch it, see that, try check, and do the math on the time. They screwed up on that completely, and that was one of the things that became a real big turnoff for me. All right, she's his cousin. So, that it just didn't really, and then she took care of him at the end of the movie, and he's, happy again and whatnot. He's got family again, I guess that's the whole point. But it just didn't work out. Yeah, they did screw up on the timeline. I'm like, what did you do? What did you do there? So it was just the weirdest thing. So anyway, I just wanted to like offer my 2 cents on this trailer. It was a real short blip. Maybe we'll get a longer one soon. As soon as we get that one, I'll see what I can do about doing another trailer reaction to that, because I feel like this one didn't really give me much to go on. Which is fine. Again, trailers have this knack of giving out too much from time to time, to the point that if I see the trailer, I feel like I saw the whole movie. What's the point of seeing the movie? Because the trailer just did it for me. There's been that kind of issue with films, especially as of the last several years. So maybe Netflix is doing it right this time by really making it a 1 minute and change teaser. I like that. I actually did like that. So I did appreciate the teaser trailer. I did like it. Um, it just gave you a little bit, a little dose to see what happens later on. So if you like it, let me know. Okay. Um, yes, Leatherface was badass in the 3D, but the story just decimated the whole point. I never saw it again after that. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this garbage. That's how I felt about it. So, all right, I'm done here. I hope, Tony, since you were the only one here, I hope you like this, and I hope that whoever does watch this in the replay likes this, and I hope that you can leave a comment below. Anybody else out there who saw this um, with me or on your own to comment. Let me know. Talk to me and share with me what you think of this new addition to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise that's going to be hitting Netflix in 2022. So, you know, uh, I will say, oh, Tony, one more thing. I'm sorry. I'm such a pushover. I will say I love the prequel. Yes, the prequel was good. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, and the remake with Jessica Biel years ago. Those were good. I like those. Those worked out. But that 3D crap, no. And this, well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see because this is supposed to be a direct sequel to 1974, and maybe this is their way of saying, "Oops, sorry, this forget Texas Chainsaw 3D. Maybe we're gonna do this right this time, and the timeline will work." So I guess we'll see. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Until next time. Thank you. Consider subscribing if you like the content here, and give me a like. I like likes, and until next time, take care. Later, guys. Later, Tony.